Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash, and double honors to those great meals from Allah His truth, and also to the whole elect that's scattered abroad. I like to say shalom and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is Trust in the Lord in Time of Trouble. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to the true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So we're coming upon a time of trouble that we have never seen. Troubles are constantly growing. That ill time of trouble, an evil time, and that about a great tribulation, great death and destruction, and that about it is time to trust the Lord. It's telling you about food short, rolling blackouts, telling you about the economy constantly crashing. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline, left and right, and that about the middle Lord. We're constantly sighing and crying each and every day. We're living in real time. A perilous time is coming upon us. And that about it, the brink of World War III, rumors of wars. A lot of things are coming down. You know what I'm saying? That over in California about the truckers, those things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So they the things are intensifying over there. They're talking about the trucker owners. They're telling them that they cannot be owners of their own company, their own trucks. And that about we knowing that this is engineered from the left hand side. We're not ignorant of Satan's device. And that about this, the NWO, this new world order, this digital society. There's so many things are coming down the pipeline. And that about it is time to trust the Lord in these times of trouble. And what is that time of trouble? Jacob trouble, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. And that about that, we're constantly warning you left and right. It is here. It is at the door. And that about it's nothing going back the same. All hell is getting ready to break loose. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is Trust in the Lord in Times of Trouble. So I got a couple of little short video clips. Then after the video clips, we're going to the lesson. And I hope that you get edified by the lesson today. So we can start with the first one. One moment. Here we go.
It's a major event that's going to happen so they can lock this country down, turn it into martial law, and they're going to go after those patriots. Everybody got guns. That's who they're going after. Everybody going, and everybody that's awake. Everybody that's awake. If you know the truth, they're going after you. You are on the list. That's why you can't worry about it. You got to tell the truth now because you're on the list. You've been on the list. You know who told us that? Y'all remember the whistleblower? What's that guy's name?
All right. I have another one.
It's being reported in 2 weeks, 4 or 5 major trucking companies will be closing down in the California areas in 2 weeks. They just stopped the independent truckers being owner-operators. I mean, we had to know this was coming. You know what I mean? The big stores, they telling them now, don't deliver any other more food to the grocery stores. No food, I'm repeating this, no food in 2 weeks will be transported to the grocery stores in California. They is got a hard on for California. They is making the example out of California. I guess that's because they got to start there. You got some of the biggest cities in the country, right? And then you got all the ports right there. They starting with y'all, California. They started with y'all. They're gonna work their way east. They start with California and Texas. They knocking off the the big boys first. Slowly but surely. This one right here, if they do that in 2 weeks, how many of y'all out there really got enough food left for 6 months, or even in the position right now to go buy that much food? Y'all in my prayers if this happens. We always hope and pray that it does not. You know what I mean? But it's being reported in 2 weeks' time, there will be no more food from the trucking companies, maybe even less than that, delivered to the grocery stores. It's time to pray, fight back, or y'all better do something. Lord have mercy. It's getting real in California.
Okay, now one more.
Hey guys, I have no idea if this is 100% true, but I'm going to warn y'all just in case, okay? So what I've been hearing is that a new virus is coming called Marebird, right? And this virus is supposed to turn people into zombies. And it kind of makes sense to me, and I think it's true because if you do your research, the military and the government are preparing for a zombie apocalypse, right? And even like 2 years ago, they released some survival guide to a zombie apocalypse, right? So, and if this is true, I believe that they're doing this for population control and control in general, because if there's less people on the world, it's easier to control everybody, you know what I mean? And I think this correlates with Project Bluebeam, what they were talking about. New World Order. And I feel like this is not the first time that they've done this. I feel like they've done this before. If this is true.
One more.
America seems to be very freaking lost. I just let out a video that just got breaking news that China, Russia, Iran was going to Venezuela to do major drills. Russia's also invited to Nicaragua to do drills with planes, ships, and troops. We have the hugest inflation ever, and people seem to still believe that our government's on our side. What if we're actually alone in this and our government's setting this up for them to hit back at us? Has anything they've been doing so far been helping us? Like gas prices, food, all that shit, is that helping us? Or are they making it worse for us? Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea has all threatened America, which 3 of them has threatened us with nuclear weapons, which is North Korea, Russia, and China. And people still saying that they're no threat to us when our own top military experts are literally saying they're a major threat to the United States. And inflation's so bad that Texas had declared invasion. People are naive.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. So it's time to trust in the Lord and come on total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, because we are living in these times and evils are constantly growing all around us. And everybody, it's time to watch, pray, and be sober. So we'll get started. One moment. We'll open up in the book. We'll open up in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6. Open up in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6, and we'll start up at verse 22. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And it reads, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." Verse 23, "And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid." So in that first video, you seen whereby it was telling you about the truckers, over there, and that about it. They're saying that, they passed the bill whereby there would be no more owner truckers, and that about it. We seeing that, they constantly breaking down society. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's going back the same. So the supplies, the groceries, your necessities, your medical supplies, clothing, things that you need, baby formula, all those type of things are getting ready to stop. It said in the video, no food. So at about when it's no food, then it's going to be what? Total chaos. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to be fighting one another, a very vexation of spirit. And at about is that it's going to be a time of trouble that we've never seen before. Starvation is coming back in a big way. That great famine is right upon us. And we constantly warn. That's why we are sounding the alarm. And great fear is falling upon a lot of people. So the sown places are becoming unsown. And you're seeing when you go into Walmart, you go into your convenience store, you know what I'm saying? And about is that, things are constantly depleting. And about all these things are all around us. All hell is getting ready to break loose. And about are you considering? And about it is time to trust the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Are you seeing World War III is constantly brewing? It is time to trust the Lord. You seeing, they're talking about this MOTB. It's time to trust the Lord. And about it's all around that time of trouble. What is that time of trouble? Jacob's trouble is right upon us. So now let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 16. 2 Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start up one moment. 2 Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start up at verse. Let's start up at verse 17. One moment. 2 Ezra chapter 16. One moment. One moment. Little phone going on. Let's see. 2 Ezra chapter 16. And we'll start up at verse 17. And it reads, Salah, 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. And it reads, "Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?" Verse 18, "The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famines and great death, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And that about these evils are right upon us. And that about seeing over there in California, you know what I'm saying? They already talking about food short, rolling blackouts, you know what I'm saying? The economy constantly plunging. They already has rumors that the dollar has crashed. And that about it, you know, we seeing that all these things are going around, all these calamities. And that about it, you know, it's time to, you know, to come under a subjection to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's time to start considering. It's time to trust the Lord. It's time to start believing. And also it's time to fear the Lord. And the one that fear the Lord is the elect, the house of David. And we constantly warn you left and right. But a lot of our people is going to get caught up like a storm. The storm is brewing. This is the quiet before the storm. And out about all hell is getting ready to take over. And out about that we are here. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 19. And it reads, behold, famine, plagues, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. So that about it, you're seeing all these scourges. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing all these plagues are constantly increasing. And that about it is sent for a minute. And that about, you know, to consider, you know what I'm saying? To turn back, you know what I'm saying, to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. In that second video, when he was talking about, you know, talking about this virus, you know, the Marburg virus, this flesh-eating virus, and how about, you know, the players are not going to be slacking down, and how about it, you know, so when that great time of trouble come, you know, something is getting ready to happen major, and how when that happens, those UN troops are getting ready to flood America, and how about it, you know, in that third video, it's telling you about how they are posting up in Venezuela. And also I heard it talks of rumors that they was posting up also in Canada. So they're in that backyard, and that's lining up like clockwork. You know, Bible prophecy are constantly popping off the page. War is brewing all around us. And that time of trouble is here. And you know, a lot of people going to be faint, or a lot of people going to be bugged out of their mind because they did not seek the Lord. Seek the Lord now while he can be found. So now, let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, we start back up at verse 20. It said, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be good and cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So a lot of people still are eating right now. They still are going to work, going on with their daily life. But the evils are constantly growing all around us. You know what I'm saying? It's time to trust in the Lord, because it's time of trouble. It's constantly accelerating. And everybody, we seeing it. You know what I'm saying? All, you know, it's constantly brewing. And everybody, you know, we seeing that, you know, it's at the breaking point. And everybody, the Lord is getting ready to bring that righteous judgment. And everybody, you know, we seeing over in California. So they keep telling these people in weeks that, you know, will be no more food. You know what I'm saying? Export and imports, you know, all those ports out there. You know, nothing, there's nothing going to come in and nothing going out. And everybody, you know, we knowing what's getting ready to happen. You know, they're trying to set up that new world order to make you a perpetual slave. You know, so that goes into Revelation chapter 13. You know, that you would not be able to buy or sell unless you take you know what. And everybody, you know, trust in the Lord in these times of trouble, because they're right upon us. And that about we knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath, and we constantly sign and crying. We're warning you. And that about is that the Lord is getting ready to visit the earth that he created. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We'll start back up. One moment. We'll start back up at verse 20. And it reads, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, great confusion. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So a lot of people are going to die from what? Starvation. A lot of people are going to die from guillotine, the military. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's going to be evils. It's going to be off the chain. So the Lord is going to step in on our behalf. That supernatural intervention is right around the corner. Spiritual power. And out of that, we cannot wait. The one that stayed loyal to him, the one that's constantly doing his will each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. So let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we'll start at verse 15. One moment. And it reads, it says 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. And it reads, for the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So that everybody's there, that's getting ready to happen. And everybody, seeing what's going on in California, it's going to spread across America, AKA Babylon the Great. And everybody, a lot of people, it's going to be in great fear. A lot of people going to have vexation spirit. A lot of people going to be in desperation because they're not going to have the necessities to constantly, to thrive. So right now they're eating good, they're drinking good. And everybody, it is time to trust the Lord. But a lot of people are going on in the ways of the world, trusting in the strength of Egypt, trusting in this fallen kingdom. This place is finished. America is constantly collapsing all around us. But that is about our people love it here. You know what I'm saying? The two-thirds, and they're getting ready to what? To die here. So you know what I'm saying? It's constantly building up the final conflict. Conflict between Esau and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? This is the struggle in Rebecca's womb. Real time. It's getting ready to go down. The Lord is getting ready to what? To lay this place down. So now, let's start back up. 2nd chapter 15, let's start back up at verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So that everybody, these unrighteous decrees are getting ready to come into play. And everybody already came up with that 100-mile enforcement zone. You know what I'm saying? Took your Fourth Amendment away from you. So these things are getting ready to get real. And everybody, your princes, which in fact your police, your government officials, you know what I'm saying? They would not show no regard to them. And everybody would be total chaos. You know what I'm saying? It would be neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother, sister against daughter. You know what I'm saying? Total chaos. And everybody, it's right upon us. And everybody, when the food go, and also when your money go, you know what I'm saying? All hell is going to break loose. Order out of chaos. This new world order is right upon us. Trust in the Lord in time of trouble. And everybody, the Lord is our refuge, and He's our shield and our buckler, the one that stayed loyal to Him, the elect, the house of David. We constantly warning you left and right, and everybody, a lot of people still are not considering, and everybody, this is not a game, and everybody, and this is not entertainment, and everybody, your life is on the line. Either you choose life or you choose death. So now, let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. One moment. Let's go back. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start up at verse 36. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 36. And it reads, it said, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spoke. Verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So you seen in those videos, the truckers are getting ready, to lose their jobs. They cutting that out. And everybody, the food supply chain line are being cut out. Everything is drying up. And everybody, the middle of the Lord, we constantly want they are not slack. The Marburg virus is coming. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be worse than C-19. And everybody, a flesh-eating virus. And everybody, we constantly warn you left and right. The zombie apocalypse. And everybody, so it's something major is getting ready to happen. And everybody, in that first video, they said they already know who you are. So great persecution is getting ready to come upon the children of Israel. And everybody, we constantly warning you left and right. So a lot of people will be beheaded. A lot of people are going to go through those FEMA camps. And also, a lot of people are getting ready to be delivered. So the Lord said, look up, your salvation is very close. Then you yet believe. Why? Because we trust in the Lord and came under total subjection to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So these plagues are not slack. Food shortage, rolling blackouts. You know what I'm saying? The end of the dollar. Economy is constantly crashing. All these things are going on around us. And a lot of our people still are loving it here. You get ready to die. This place is wicked. The Lord is getting ready to destroy this place with fervent heat, that second death. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 38. And it reads, and as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth pains, compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So that everybody, that when that time comes, a lot of people gonna have pain on each and every side. Gonna be travailing like a woman with child. And everybody, it's gonna be a vexation of spirit, a very dark time. And everybody, great fear is falling upon a lot of people. A lot of people don't have the faith. They don't believe, and they don't trust in a true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. He is the answer in the only way. And everybody, you're not seeking the Lord, then you're seeking death. So now, let's start back up. One moment. Let's start back up at 2 Ezra chapter 16. We'll start back up at verse 4. And it reads, O my people, hear my words, make you ready to thy battle. And in those evil, be even as pilgrims among the earth. And everybody, we must be circumspect. Wherever the Spirit lead us, and that we will be moving from place to place. We will be in the secret place of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, because we trust the Lord. We fear the Lord. We believe the Lord. And the Lord is getting ready to deliver us, and everybody, in ways that we do not know how. And everybody, that great deliverance right upon us. Rejoice, ye heavens. And everybody, we are very close. So now let's get a couple of precepts. Let's go to Psalm chapter 9. One moment. Psalm chapter 9. Psalm chapter 9 and verse 9. Psalm chapter 9 and verse 9. And it reads, the Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Verse 10, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. That's the elect. For thou, Lord, has not forsaken them that seek thee. And out about, we're seeking the Lord each and every day. And out about, we've been oppressed. And out about, we're going through the furnace of adversity. But out about, the Lord said we will be tried as gold is tried in the fire. So your faith will be maxed out. But out about, the Lord said the same that endure, the same shall be saved. So now let's go to John chapter 16. One moment. St. John's. One moment. St. John chapter 16. One moment. St. John chapter 16 and verse 33. And it reads, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace, and in the world ye shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And out about the Lord have overcome. We shall overcome. And out about, even though our light affliction is only for a moment, but we know that for a more eternal weight of glory is right upon. That is our salvation, the kingdom of heaven, immortality, rulership, spiritual power. It is right around the corner. All we must do is what? Trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And out about there, we are very close. So now, let's go to one moment. Let's get us another quick precept. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. One moment before we close out. Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. One moment. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. One moment. And it reads, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And it's being revealed in us through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That light is shining in us, it's burning in us. And we're standing on our feet, and we stand on fire for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we know that he is the truth, the way, in the life. And we don't even have any fear. The Lord said we're going to go through these things, but the things that is coming is for a greater, more glory, more power is coming. And greater is coming. And we cannot wait. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So now let's drop down to verse 31. Romans chapter 8 and verse 31. One moment. Romans chapter 8 and verse 31. And it reads, said, what shall we then say to these things? If the Lord be for us, who can be against us? Who can be against us? And you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And you know what I'm saying? We cannot wait. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is doing a mighty work. The Lord is in perfect control. So you seen those videos, and you will be suffered and persecuted for what? For this truth. The Lord said, first they hated me, they also will hate you. And that second video is talking about the truckers, talking about, that it won't be no more trucker owners. So that they trying to cut cut off the supply line, cut off your food, cut off your water. You know what I'm saying? The staff of the bread, and about your way of life, the necessities of life. And about it's nothing going back to saying all hell is getting ready to break loose. And also in the other video, talk about the Marburg virus. And about you know what I'm saying? It's getting ready to go down. Now, and also the UN and peacekeeping truth, which in fact China and Russia, sedition among men, that invading force. So that great multitude is kindled around us. And about all of the signs of the times are here, and these evils are constantly growing. So trust in the Lord in time of trouble. Jacob's trouble. So now let's go to our last and final script. We'll close out. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. We'll close out here. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. So now, Sirach chapters 5 and verse 7. We'll close out here. And it reads, make no tarry to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So that about the day of vengeance is right upon it. So do not put off from day to day. You've seen in all those videos, and that about the plagues are not slacking down. They're going to get worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? They constantly accelerate. The Lord said, you know what I'm saying? For the elect's sake, those days shall be short. So that about it's time to trust in the Lord. It's time to help the faith. It's time to meditate day and night. Time to watch, pray, and be circumspect. You know what I'm saying? Redeeming the time wisely. And everybody, and trusting in your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is Trust in the Lord in Times of Trouble. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikakadash. And I like to say, Shalom.